better defensively than offensively. And so this playoff is rewarding defense.
Yeah.
They are swallowing the whistle.
Yeah.
And Dallas, and we both noted this, they've made a commitment. Kyrie will never be a great defender. Again, he didn't have a ton of length.
He's been locked in these first two games.
But last night, Luka was really good. And,
so good.
By the way, barking at his coach, like, I don't need help defense. Let me defend. And it's paid off.
Luka played 46 minutes, and the stats are when he was the primary defender, the Clippers shot 2 for 17 with Luka.
No, and he told his team, let me defend.
Yeah.
So
Luka locked in? Woo.
No, I mean, you want to be Melo, or do you want to be closer to LeBron?
Yeah.
You got to commit on the other side.
Since you brought up the marginal contact in the reviews, I don't totally get what's going on. Like, LeBron was right. I don't know what's going on when they see these reviews. Like, that Kawhi should have been an and one. That looked like a foul. Colin, I don't love all these reviews and the flips. Like,
the Clippers missed all 11 shots, the staff just told me, that Luka contested. The second most field goal attempts contested without allowing a make in a playoff game over the past 5 years. Luka, in his entire career, had made a choice to not do that. He has made a choice to play defense. Carmelo didn't his entire career, just wouldn't do it. Harden won't do it. Harden just waves his hands at you. That's not defense.
Olay, Matador action. All right, let's get to the NFL. Some breaking news here in the last 45 minutes. According to Ian Rappaport, Amon-Ra St. Brown and the Lions have agreed to a new deal. Listen, we do a lot of top 5 wide receiver lists. I don't know if you've ever mentioned him in the top 5. He just got 4 years, $120 million, $77 million in guaranteed. The new deal makes St. Brown the highest paid receiver in the NFL.
So here's what's interesting. I'm shocked by this.
Stunned.
So I watched him in high school. His high school tape was great. I watched him his freshman year at USC. He was great. I've watched him in the NFL. He was great. But the coaching at USC was so poor for his final couple years at USC, he plateaued. And I remember talking to people before the draft, a good friend of mine who's a GM, and I'm like, I think he's a 2 to a 3. Great high school, great USC as a freshman, great NFL. Shows you the value of coaching. I felt at USC, I'm like, okay, he's just sort of, this is what he is. He has become, you talk about a grinder, routes, physicality. His dad was like a Mr. Olympias.
That's right, yeah.
Was a world-class weightlifter. So he grew up with nutrition, work ethic, cut, ripped, athletic family. But a lot of this, because he's not a burner. He's really twitchy, but he's not a burner. He's not going to run past everybody. He's fast, but
he's very good. But I'm going to ask you. You saw the numbers on the screen. Is he a top 5 receiver in the NFL? Well, and this is not a slight. He's excellent.
Okay, but you know what he is? Head down, works hard, no ego. Like Tyreek Hill, I get noise. I love Devontae, I get noise. A.J. Brown, I get noise. DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, I look at this list.
CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk.
You know what I don't get? Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah.
Worker bee. Head down, productive, teamwork, work ethic. I'm not anti-receiver, but you got to have the right. Larry Fitzgerald, head down, great teammate. That position, there's a reason there's a term diva wide receiver and not diva center or diva guard or diva safety. He is the right kind of personality for that position. He's got a tight end's mindset and a wide receiver's talent.
And notice there was no Amon-Ra St. Brown Lions struggling to reach. There was nothing. There was no chatter about this at all.
None.
You like it?
No talk, and then it's a deal.
Colin, I think the people watch these shows because they want our takes. This is going to be a hot one, but again, you're going to have to pay Jamar Chase soon. You have to pay him more than $30 million a year. Justin Jefferson, he's going to want more than St. Brown. CeeDee Lamb, at what point are we overpaying wide receivers when you can find them?
If I get the production and the right personality. Part of being paid like that is not Brandon Ayuk leaking stuff on the internet. I will commit to any employee. I own a company. I will commit to any employee who's highly productive. But if you start using Twitter as therapy or you start being difficult, that's a different story.
But you don't know that when you draft these guys.
No. That's a second argument. You're talking about paying them in the NFL. I do know their personality now.
All right.
Okay, you're bringing up a second argument. I do know after 4 years their personality. Detroit knows Amon-Ra St. Brown's personality. So they're not just signing a productive player. They're signing a grown-up. So that's the downside to being noisy at any position. If I hear about your contract before it's signed, I have questions about, okay, I'm going to make you a cornerstone. I'm going to pay 2 guys on this roster this. Quarterback and a star receiver and maybe an edge rusher. Like Max Crosby's a great example. The guy literally lives for sacks.
Right.
He's all about team, all about winning. Here's your money. You start going in, if you start using Twitter as therapy, you start scrubbing your social account, you're telling me you're not an adult. I'm not paying you the big money.
Remember, we had a quarterback in here recently during a commercial break talking about his time in the NFL. I won't say the receiver, but 2 receivers were on the team. Both were up for a deal, and they gave it to one of them. And what happened? Stop being productive. You remember last week we talked about this guy.
Yeah.
Stop showing up and was just like checked out. He got paid and he checked out.
Yep.
That's a big concern with a lot of these guys. I'm not saying Ayuk or St. Brown or any of them are doing that.
It's a big concern in all sports. You're not just paying for productivity. If I am a general manager or owner and I am going to make you a cornerstone top 3 player on the roster, Chris Jones, Kelsey, Mahomes, then you have to be productive in the biggest games. All 3 of those guys are. And you have to have the right mindset. Kelsey will play hurt. Chris Jones, better in the biggest games. Mahomes is better in week 15 or playoffs. So that what the Chiefs have decided, they've let a lot of guys go. Tyreek Hill, noisy. Yeah. They let a lot of guys go. Snead, Super Bowl. Well, Chatter didn't play well. So Kansas City is making choices on who they sign. And it's not just production. And this is a message to all young athletes. Production's half of it. Your personality, temperament. Are you an adult? Work ethic. I mean, New England would keep guys a little longer. They moved off Randy Moss quickly. They didn't move off Edelman quickly.
All right, so Brandon Ayuk is in the throes of a contract. So what happens? He sees this. He sees $30 million a year.
And he'll make noise, and that leads me to believe I would move him. And I read a story yesterday that John Lynch is taking calls. Ayuk is great. He's A++ in the production stuff. But I'm going to make you a cornerstone guy. Yeah. Trent Williams, A+ production and temperament. McCaffrey, A+.
Okay.
Kittle, A+. Debo's can get a little squirrely.
He chirped a little back in the day. I get it. The last one, because we have a Bengals fan on staff. So Burrow got his money. Jamar Chase is going to get paid soon. Jamar Chase is now, based on these numbers, he's going to be like $34 million a year.
But he's probably the second best receiver in the league.
Okay, so now you have all of your money into your quarterback and Jamar Chase. We saw what happened when the Bengals had to drop some guys in the secondary. Like, I'm just telling you, these rosters start to get thin. I believe we're at an oversaturation point for receivers. This feels like the ceiling. You start paying guys $30 million, and you're going to have to cut from other places, Colin. And
but the league, I used to, on this show, anybody that listens, I used to call receivers icing, never the cake. I do believe, because I believe the cake for years and years was the coach, the quarterback, the left tackle, the great defensive lineman. That was the cake. I do believe because of rule changes, the receiver is now part of the cake and not just the icing. So I don't have a problem paying Justin Jefferson, Devontae. I don't have any problem paying Amon-Ra St. Brown. True number ones, top 7 guys. No problem at all. But agents are to blame for this. Agents don't sit down and go, you do get now. You are the second or third player on the team. It's not just production. Yeah. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I'm not paying. I said this about Baker Mayfield. I like Baker. But the squirreliness scared me on the quarterback thing. Johnny Manziel. It's not the talent, it's the squirreliness. I'm making you foundational. I need grown-ups.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson, I'm fine paying him. You're going to have a quarterback on the rookie deal. Yeah. Next up, the draft kicks off